And good evening, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Dragon Warrior Randomizer League. We're joining the action already in progress due to some technical difficulties, but we've got things straightened out now. And kind of the big takeaway is Tyerenex man, and that was a pretty nasty enemy. Had hurt more right off the bat, but a lot of experience. Or oh no, it appears that's not the noodle. So the noodle was the ghost, but only gave 21 experience. I think the wyvern was a little bit better. And on commentary, I'm joined by Brax. Brax, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, and as we saw earlier, when they hit level 2, they did learn the heal spell, so that's going to help them out getting started, since, as you can see, they're surrounded by a good portion of swamp. It looks like MeleeWizard also found Remoldar at the top, but didn't have a lot of gold, but it looked like they had Flame Sword up there for 8 gold to be purchased, so...
Oh, wow. Yeah, and with I think the ghost dropped about 100 gold on his death, so no complaints there from any of the runners.
LordoftheSynth just hit level 9, and looks like we learned Heal More and possibly Stop Spell.
Yeah, so the levels early on not so nice, but once you get to level 2, and you could kind of take an extended scrap with the wyvern. That seemed to be the way to get the rest of your levels. And yeah, Tyerenex, Larry, and LordoftheSynth all pretty close in levels to one another right now.
Yeah, and I want to say when they first started, they were able to get into the treasury, which the only remotable item to really take away from there was the Stones of Sunlight, I believe. Otherwise, there was like some herbs, and I think a pair.
Yeah, I think Larry did an urban and wing grind, so he's pretty well stocked in the kitchen, but unfortunately, no money. And MeleeWizard's just having a heck of a time getting out of level 1.
Yeah, you just can't find that ghost.
So Tyerenex running around the Remoldar area, same with Larry. So keys are going to be pretty plentiful supply, but yeah, the size of that swamp is dissuading our runners from checking too far south.
Yeah, even with Heal More, I don't think that they had a ton of hit points at the beginning to really travel too much south. But it looks like LordoftheSynth is in the basement of Tantagle, which appeared, from what I could see on the screen, possibly the Grave of Tyerenex.
Ooh, Larry hits level 10, manages to take out a knight for about 140 experience points, and yeah, he'll get... it looked like a pretty modest level, but he'll get Heal More as well.
Tyerenex also able to score the Erdrick's armor out of Hawk's Nest from that Armored Axe Knight, so he's in real good shape right now, considering the amount of swamp right there.
Yeah, anytime you can get Erdrick's armor early, it's a pretty big swing. Just being able to heal and taking a little bit less damage. Looks like level 10 was kind of a short level. Larry getting looks like Stop Spell, and also getting an extra 10 agility, so that's going to help a lot for this upcoming fight.
LordoftheSynth getting sent back to Tantagle by that wizard he had encountered in the...
Yeah, Tyerenex, meanwhile, is in the tablet cave, and he's got a torch. Not sure if he knows outside yet. I don't believe I saw that in Larry's list.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing that in the list.
So he uses a torch to get another torch.
You know, I gotta say though, the Tablet Cave is probably my least favorite gamble. There is only one chest there, especially if you don't have outside, and very, very, very few seeds that I've even seen. where it pays off. So it's almost like one of those places that I would like to gamble against and do it as a last choice and check the other remotable locations first.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. It always feels bad doing that check when you don't know outside. And Larry finding out that Armor Knight knows heal more, and that's gonna be the death of him. So.
And they have baby breath too. Whew.
Yeah, probably better than getting punched in the face. Tyerenex is going to make it to level 9.
MeleeWizard actually finding, it looks like finding that ghost and was able to hit level.
Yeah, and Red Dragons are being, particularly rude. They have both sleep and hurt more. So, once again, they're going to be the fun police this seed, it looks like.
Definitely a combo you don't want to run up against. Sleep and hurt more both. And I think with sleep, you're guaranteed to wake up after the 6th round. But, I mean, most times you can't even, last, a couple rounds, let alone, hoping and praying for that 6th round. So you're guaranteed to get up.
Yeah, Tyerenex running into a Metal Scorpion has pretty high agility, but the hurt spell, Tyerenex is going to try and just chisel away at this guy. Never know if he might be an EXP pinata. But seems like a lot of effort so far.
I want to say that MeleeWizard's now trying to get back to Remoldar, hopefully to buy that 8 gold flame sword now that he's finally got some.
Yeah, and that'll help out a lot. You should be able to... Well, he's made it to level 8, so between that and the flame sword, he should be able to take out a lot of enemies in the...
Yeah, because with the flame sword, that's going to add, what, I think 28 to his attack powers?
Yeah, and if you can get that, like I said, the earlier you can get any of those kinds of items, the better off you are. And it's just, with how tough it was early game, it's nice that the flame sword was a cheap option this time around.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with you because there's been a lot of seeds where, I mean, you're lucky to find any equipment cheap, and when it comes down to that, I mean, if the only thing you have available is bamboo pole, well, it is 2 AP, and sometimes that 2 AP can make it.
MeleeWizard one-shots the Druid, so get some revenge, but only get 17 experience. And LordoftheSynth kills a Droll Magi for 150 experience, so that is one shot for 150. That's I'd be tempted to hang around here for a little bit.
Oh yeah, I mean 150 XP on a one shot. That's very, very good.
Yeah, right next to Ramaldar as well. Wraith Knights only given 37 experience, so lots of empty calories there.
Yeah, there was actually a few mobs I saw Larry kill over there that were just worth like 37 from the Wraith Knight, I think 15 from the Werewolf. Just, I mean, getting unlucky for the mobs that he's running across.
Yeah, MeleeWizard running into a Knight, and he's pretty beefy. He takes 2 shots with the Flame Sword, but also gives 150 experience. So MeleeWizard starting to get his feet under him, and Tyerenex is just this gold man's giving him the business in the Mountain Cave. So that's another 5 chests for Tyerenex to dig out.
And it looks like LordoftheSynth showing us the Remoldar chest, which was sadly just a bottle of fairy water.
Yeah, with Repel being learned at level 11, not too exciting. Still nice to have by endgame if you want to throw a Repel on. But with Sharlock being so close to the start, probably not worth it. Wow. MeleeWizard finds a wolf, and that's 200 experience right there. That is, it's probably the best I've seen all game.
Tyerenex one shine the green dragon, sadly for the 50 XP that it's holding. But he does find the silver harp in the top of mountain now.
Yeah, so that's definitely a good find, but the scary part is he is down to, oh god, this Drakey has been to the gym and hits him for almost his entire health left, 41 and then 27. So, back to the start.
MeleeWizard finding that Armored Axe Knight is holding heal.
Oh, Lord of the Synth gets rolled by the Drakey too on the overworld. It's wow, that is a lot of stats on that guy.
It's always funny though to see when you play these Chaos Seeds how sometimes the very, very difficult mobs just fall over so easy, but then you run into like the slimes and the Drakeys and they just give you the.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing like a Charlock full of Drakeys and slimes, and it's like, oh no.
In fact, I think the race at 7 o'clock earlier, the Trap Tile in Hawk's Nest was a blue slime. That was actually pretty funny.
Tyerenex running away from the ghost, or the wolf, I guess, doesn't have the info that MeleeWizard does, that is very rich in experience.
Also, AngryLarry getting his flame sword, but also finding out that small shields have been mispriced with the almost the silver shield price.
They're collectibles. They're signed by Erdrick himself. So LordoftheSynth winding his way out of Tablet Cave. MeleeWizard taking out the Armor Knight, and he'll pick up his Erdrick's armor. And Larry, after getting rolled by that Armor Knight, doesn't seem to be too excited to go back into Hawk's Nest, so he might be without the armor for a while.
Tyerenex, I think this is his, second or third attempt now down into the mountain. Hoping we'll actually get to see the bottom chest system.
Yeah, LordoftheSynth out to a nice experience lead, just from beating up those Droll Magi's, and yeah, level 12 looked like it was double digits across the board for quite a few stats.
AngryLarry getting sent back by Droll. I wonder if he's gonna try to do a grind here for like herbs, or if he's just grabbing.
Yeah, I don't know. If I was in Larry's shoes, I don't know. Hindsight is always 20/20, but I might take another shot at the Armor Knight. It's gonna top off the keys and go in the basement, though.
I mean, that's not a bad option either, because like I said, I think that's Garen's grave, so he has the option of, or opportunity to at least get 3 chests at the top and possibly the 2 at the.
Yeah, and I don't know if he opened up the chests in the treasury before coming down here. There's always a gold grind option too.
Yeah, but, you're right.
I don't think we've seen anything like, other than the magic armor, that would be worth really going for.
And it looks like exactly what he's doing is gold grinding down here. But other than like at Remuldar for the 8 gold flame sword, I didn't really see any other decent gear that we had seen at the shop.
Yeah, we haven't seen very much in the way of other towns either. Tyerenex digging out the bottom of Mountain Cave, not finding too much so far.
No, just a couple gold chests at the top tier.
gets a magic key refund and runs into a wizard who, yeah, that's a lot of agility. Good luck getting away from that. The brick wall wizard. At this point, I might just start throwing sleeps in his face just to see if it'll work.
Interesting enough, Larry did the gold grind, but it also looks like he's going to attempt to dive deeper for the other two.
Erdrick's armor worth a mere 250 gold in the shop. Tyerenex is just getting the business on the way to this last chest. He's already wiped once in this dungeon. He's just hoping he doesn't get any more encounters on the way here. Ooh, MeleeWizard finds Cantlin, and this is going to help out a lot. Where's that silver shield?
Yeah, because he has 3 weapon and armor shops here that he can check out, but he also will be able to grab the coordinates as long as he has.
Silver shield for 137, and he is absolutely decked out here. I think you're right. They mispriced those pretty badly. Oh, we have no coordinates.
So that means Erdrick's token is going to be somewhere in a loose box. Or could it still be at Cole with it saying 5?
I think so. Fairy Flute could be in the loose box too.
Gotcha. Well, that's really good knowledge for him to know, because he knows he's already got the armor from Hawk's Nest, so he just needs to either find Cole or just search those locations for treasure boxes. We'll see if Tyerenex is going to hit the basement and check out those 5 boxes down in the...
Yeah, so kind of interesting. MeleeWizard getting off to a pretty rough start, but equipment-wise is in really nice shape. Nobody else has found Cantlin, and Silver Shield is a very, very big swing in defense power. That 20 defense is not a trivial amount in this game.
And I want to say, I swear I saw Lord of the Synth in Rimeldar, but he doesn't appear to have a weapon. I'm surprised he didn't buy the 8 gold flame sword like the...
I think he might have it. I saw a sprite holding a weapon. Oh wait, he's using one of the custom sprites. Never mind. But he's gonna get the silver harp, and gonna unfortunately find nothing in the basement here, but you gotta check it.
Yep, because we all know that all that's down here is an herb, which he's full on. I believe that, or that might actually, that was a magic key that he was full on. 2 gold chests, and then whatever was in the very... And Tyerenex doing the AngryLarry grind and grinding down here in the...
Yeah, so LordoftheSynth still maintaining that experience lead. Just a nice assortment of enemies. Just keeps rolling his way, and but still hasn't moved off of level 12 even after gaining about 500 experience. So this might be a little bit bigger of a level.
And AngryLarry also finding the knowledge of the Jerk Cave. Although he doesn't have the items required to turn in it, he does have the knowledge as to where the cave...
Yeah, it bumps off an Axe Knight for a mere 12 experience. About this knight's going to be a lot better though. And Tyerenex is if Tyerenex just threw some hurts out, yeah, he'll see how much experience he gets out of this. It's a little ridiculous.
He will find his way to level 12 too. 973. Not bad for a level 12.
Yeah, very nice level 12, and he learns it, of importance as well, as 12 is the level where you learn outside, so he gets it just in time.
Yep, as well as AngryLarry also hitting his level 12. So all our racers pretty much relatively close on EXP, and for the most part, I would say exploration, except for AngryLarry still hasn't went back and did the Hawksness Armored Knight yet.
Yeah, he managed to get some magic armor, so he won't be as far behind, but it still cost him a little bit of time, just, running into the no stop spell knight. And Larry also finds the Harp Cave, so he's finding some pretty important locations on his exploration on the left side of the map here.
And once he finds that silver harp, he'll be able to jet right over there and turn that in. So that's really good knowledge.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he tries to route in the token along with the harp drop off. You could do that pretty much in one swing. You just have to double back a short distance.
As Lord of the Synth is finding Garanham, so we will be able to find out the 3 chests behind that locked door, as well as the cave. And I think the only 2 locations we've yet to see is Swamp North and the bonus cave.
Yeah, so potentially some good information here. And there's Erdrick's sword in Garanham, so nice pickup for Lord of the Synth.
Yeah, very nice pickup. Although, with all our other runners having a cheap flame sword, I don't think it's going to be as necessary right this minute. But once they go down ready for Sharlock, it will be. And this is the bonus cave. And all he finds is a torch.
So looking more and more likely that the token is hanging out in coal right now. And right nearby there's Swamp North. So.
It's like Lord of the...
Lord of the Synth finds a Wolf Lord. Hits pretty hard. Yeah, Lord of the Synth without that silver shield has taken a bit of damage in this fight, and I don't think he's found Caitlin yet, so I wonder if he's just going to grab the princess since he's in the neighborhood.
Yeah, it would appear that because he has yet to find the knowledge that there is no coordinates. But, I mean, if you're already here, and you're able to do it, you might as well. So in the event that there are coordinates, you wouldn't have to double back.
Yeah, and MeleeWizard quietly pulling closer and closer in the experience total. Is only a couple hundred behind Tyerenex now. And it looks like wizards are experience rich as well. They may have high agility, but once you get past that, they have about 140 experience and had about 30 HP.
And Goldman with the Dragon Lord Breath.
Oh, yikes. Yeah, and Lord of the Synth doesn't Definitely don't want to attempt that rescue operation twice, but looks like he's getting his way out of here.
Especially since we know that the coordinates are needed, and to have to die and then go back down there is just, wasted time that's unnecessary.
Yeah, and at the other end, he finds a small island with a town, and it's Brecken there. with the mismarked small shield.
AngryLarry too, finding Cantlin, and is going to find his dollar store silver shield, and we'll probably check the coordinates.
Yeah, you can also top off the keys here. But yeah, it'll be nice to get that defense upgrade and then get the old no coordinates.
Yeah, because I believe silver shield is 20 attack power or defense power.
Yeah,
so that'll be very nice.
It's a big difference, especially since I don't think I've seen a large shield for sale anywhere either. So that's really the only affordable shield I've seen.
Yeah, and I mean, I couldn't see our runners gold grinding for 12k just for these small.
Be a little bit ambitious.
But I mean, this is cast. I mean, maybe that is the only shield they find, and they're forced to gold grind for a small shield. And it looks like Lord of the Synth has decided to take Gwaylin to the beach as they're walking along the sand. Not quite sure, if he's just looking for progress at this point or looking for some ops to kill, but definitely strolling the sands of the beach right there.
Just a nice romantic outing, and this Drakema just rolls up to ruin everything, throwing Hurtmore out left and right. It's like you go to the beach and somebody kicks sand in your face.
I mean, the only I don't think we've seen the Magidrakes yet, but it seems like all the Drakey families have been pumping iron. This one's doing hurt more. The other one just punches you in the face, and I'm almost afraid to see what the Magidrake is packed.
Magidrakey's the one cooking up the steroids. Yeah, holy cow! Look at all the HP on this Drakema.
It doesn't even seem like it has any sort of attack. It's just, oh, there it goes. It's like all it's doing is
question in chat, the token has to be in coal then. I think we've seen every other treasure location outside the world map, so yeah, and that means the fairy flute is very likely to be in the treasury in Charlotte. We've seen Tablet, it had fairy water in it.
Tablet had torch.
It had a torch, that's right. What had the fairy water in it? Bonus cave?
Yes, bonus cave had fairy water. Oh, and Lord of the Synth finding coal.
Yeah, speak of the devil.
And he'll be happily rewarded.
Oh, there's another Silver Shield location too, so everybody should be able to get this by the end of the game. But certainly the earlier you can pick it up, the better off you are.
MeleeWizard finding the jerk and just exits right as soon as he... And speaking of Magidrakey, we got Tyerenex running into...
And not super exciting, but 127 experience, so the scrawny little brother. Oh, here comes Big Bro.
And MeleeWizard actually pulling ahead in the experience lead by, I think, just a little over 200 XP. Level 14 AngryLarry finding hurt more, so that could be.
Yeah, so everybody pretty close in experience. The only difference is Lord of the Synth has found a lot of the more difficult items. So as soon as he picks up that harp, he'll be in pretty good shape. And Larry picks up his harp. And,
Yep, and
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, yeah, and he's one of the few racers that knows the location for that, so that'll give him a little bit of a shoe.
Yeah, so right now everybody, roughly in striking distance to one another, and it's going to come down to who can really open up Charlock first and maybe set up a nice grind too.
Yeah, because all of our runners, like I said, are really, really close in XP. AngryLarry did hit level 14, but other than the token, I mean, the exploration and items, I mean, are pretty well, for the most part. I mean, pretty even at this point. It does look like Tyerenex did get his staff. But we all know, like, this could all change, Lord of the Synth could be the first one into Charlock, but we don't know at this point what Dragon Lord 1 or 2 holds, and I mean, they could just give you the.
Yeah, I think another interesting wrinkle when it comes to chaos is a lot of the times there's no guarantee that the monsters guarding the tiles for the easy grind spots are the best option for grinding. And it might come down to who's been taking the best notes about what encounter zones have good monsters in them.
Yeah, and I'd have to agree with you because, like, even if the monsters are able to be taken down with, say, 1 hurt more on the grind tile, if they're only yielding, that awesome 4 or 6 XP, well, I mean, it doesn't matter at that point. I mean, it's just you're not gonna grind.
Yeah, and we found some interesting options already in the overworld. The wolf and the droll magi both being able to be one shot for over 150. So looks like the magicians aren't too bad either. Larry knocking one out for 165.
And
oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, with all the mobs that we've currently seen so far on the overworld map, once we get to Charlock, I know Charlock usually contains the hardest mobs. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like the Draki or even the Drakima as a possibility for the that grind tile in or the trap tile there in Charlock, since even at their levels have been quite difficult.
Yeah, I think those two are going to be hanging out there for sure. Can't recall anybody else being nearly as annoying. Yeah, and Centroid remarking that Charlock has the flute, the necklace, and the ring all in it, so it's a pretty nice treasury. To answer the question in chat, the jerk was, I believe, northwest of the Harp Cave, because Larry found both of them on the same exploration trip.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it was actually northwest of the Harp Cave.
Yeah, the Drakey just has an absurd amount of agility, and it's really hard to get away from that guy.
AngryLarry finally stopping back in to obtain his Erdrick's armor.
Yeah, he's got hurt more now, so he'll be able to burn through the heal more phase. And yeah, it looks like he's just he's gonna try some stop spells, and but he could easily get him down to critical range and then finish him off with a hurt more.
MeleeWizard finding the grave. It looks like I don't think he's been in here yet, so he's gonna dive this for the first time.
Wow, this armor knight has a lot of spell resistance. Larry's thrown 3 hurt mores out and hasn't hit yet. And there goes the heal more. Oh, jeez.
Takes him out with the last attack. Whew.
Yeah, 340 pluses, and honestly, with all the rough luck that he had with this fight, that's pretty well deserved. Oh no, Tyerenex finding a droll manages to get away. And finds Garanham, so he's going to pick up his Erdrick sword real soon.
Yep. And now that he's over here by Garanham, I think it was just southwest across that bridge in the swamp for Cole. So if he stays around and explores this area, he should find his token as well.
MeleeWizard doing a pretty good job staying competitive with the experience totals.
Yeah, it looks like him and AngryLarry are ahead of the other two, and I mean, AngryLarry's got Tyerenex by I think 1,000 XP right now.
Yeah, LordoftheSynth just crossing the 4,000 mark. But yeah, that just I guess from seeing the experience yields from the monsters on the trap tiles, the grind's going to be a pretty important part of this seed. And LordoftheSynth is going to pick up his Staff of Rain right now.
Yep, and Tyerenex finding Cole also will get his token, so yeah, and that's not really bad for Larry either to be a little bit ahead, because although once a racer hits that hit point and AP mark and they're ready to enter Sharlock, we know with short Sharlock that those stats may just not be high enough depending on what the Dragon Lord has. So him being higher in XP, could be an advantage in a seed like this where you might have to actually go higher level. So he could feel behind right now, but not necessarily, because if he gains an extra level on the other racers, it could give him an advantage going into Sharlock.
Yeah, right now we see all of those orange numbers and stats, and Larry's agility gets a lot better, but nothing else does. The tricky thing about the stat randomization is sometimes it's not DL2 that you have to worry about. We saw a DL1 earlier in the day that was swinging for 60 plus.
I actually ran a Chaos seed earlier in this week, and I think it was one that Mr. Holmes was part of, and we had 97 defense power, and we were getting meleeed for 91 damage from the
Yeah, that's just the way Chaos goes, though. Sometimes you need to stack up as much defense as you can.
Yep.
Yeah, that's another interesting wrinkle to Chaos as well. Normally, putting on the death necklace is kind of an easy decision to make, but when you lose a good chunk of HP, sometimes you're really worried about how much damage that DL1 can do.
Yeah, especially in the event of either DL1 or DL2. If for some reason either of them are packing the sleep spell, having the extra hit points could mean a getting woken up versus getting sent back to. Larry gonna claim his staff of rain. Just needs to find Geringham and Cole, and he will be ready to grab the rainbow drop and be in what we call grind and go. As Lord of the Synth is actually gonna check out Sharlock, probably gonna hit the treasury.
Yeah, and gonna take a punch in the face from this golem for only 4, but it looks like he's got a lot of agility.
I kind of like this move with Lord of the Synth because he knows with what chest he has what's he's gonna find in the treasury, but it might not be a bad idea to maybe go down and try to attempt the Dragon Lord just to get the knowledge as to what's down there, because that could be a huge advantage later.
Yeah, that's an interesting point as well, just knowing what you're up against. And if it turns out to be like Paper Dragon Lord, because for Chaos he can roll like 100 HP, right?
Yeah, 100 to 230.
Yeah, you just never know.
Yeah, and if you go down there and you find out that, whoa, you have that knowledge, hey, I'm going to need to get 3, possibly 4 more levels, that's a huge advantage over the.
The other interesting thing, too, is that even without coordinates, Lord of the Synth knows exactly how much experience he needs to get to the next level, which is kind of a nice advantage, especially if a lot of grinding is necessary.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Knowing how much you need for next level does give you an advantage as to where you want to grind. If you know you need a lot of XP, maybe not sticking around here if this isn't the best place, but if you only need 1 or 2 monsters, then you know that there's no reason to leave here.
Yeah, Tyerenex is taking a peek in Sharlock as well, and Lord of the Synth gets the ring and is not even going to mess around, so probably going to go top off the HP and give it a shot.
Yeah, and like I said, I kind of like this move. It is a gamble going into Chaos, but you never know. It could be super paper thin Dragon Lord, or it could just be Mike Tyson. And having that knowledge, I think, is a really good advantage in a Chaos seed like this.
Yeah, he's got 11 heal mores and 131. So if this is kind of like a standard Dragon Lord, he's in pretty good shape. But Chaos has proven to be anything but standard, so we'll see what we get here.
Like, the only thing I think he really has to worry too much about when it comes to Dragon Lord 2 is maybe not even the sleep. But if Dragon Lord 2 has heal, depending on what his range of damage is, he could just be in an infinite loop to where he's doing damage and it's just getting healed off by the Dragon Lord. And then if he's not able to hit stop spell, we all know where that's going to end up.
Yeah. But the other thing is with if he gets into that situation, he's going to know exactly how much HP the Dragon Lord has, though. So that's not necessarily a bad thing to run into.
Yeah, because for those of you that aren't aware, when the Dragon Lord, or I believe any other of the mobs cast heal, they're within 25% of their total HP. We were wrong. It was the Armored Knight that just gets one shot.
Old B.
Lord of the Synth going to give us our first showing as to the Dragon.
Dragon Lord 1 taking a shot for 51 and then 41, and he's throwing stop spells out, so kind of a kind DL1 fight for sure.
Can't really ask for much more than that, to be honest.
Oh, gets an ambush though, so it's a little less than desirable. An ambush followed by a mineral, so that feels kind of bad.
It looks like with his attack power, he's going to be doing between 9 and 18 damage.
Yeah, and he does have pretty. I was just gonna say he does have pretty good HP to the point where he might be able to get some doubles with the defense power that he has stacked up.
So far, we're not seeing anything crazy with Dragon Lord 2, but if this Dragon Lord rolled max hit points, he could be in for some trouble with these minerals that he's rolling and only having the 11 heal moist.
Oof, hits a 7. He's going to swing on 46. I think you pretty much have to do that, but unfortunately, he takes fire breath to the face, and 46 is as low as that goes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I saw an attack from him higher than 11, so he was just not getting very good rolls.
Yeah, he got one double, and that was it, and you kind of have to do a little bit better than that. Maybe you go into YOLO hurt more mode, but I don't mind taking the swing on 46.
No, I mean, like I said, I think he's got the knowledge that he needs just a little bit more, whether it be MP or whatnot. But, we didn't even see if it had anything like heal. And if he did, the way he was attacking, there would just be no way to bust.
Well, he does get a little bit more. Hits level 16, and that is... now he knows exactly what it is to the next level, and he's going to try to dig out those ghosts. Or, excuse me, not the ghosts, the wolves.
And that's not a bad idea, because we know those give, 204 XP?
Yeah, and in the starting zone, I think he can 1 to 2 shot pretty much everything.
And AngryLarry going to get his rainbow.
Yeah, and right now, if Larry gets a couple of high experience fights along the way, he might hit 17 first.
It looks like MeleeWizard just hit 17 and is going to give it a shot.
Yeah, he's doing a walk up right now, which I don't know. Maybe he's completely out of herbs, but it's always a little dangerous to do that. But yeah, he's got 137 in the strength department now, so that's a nice upgrade.
But at 137, I think that's only 8 to 16, 9 to 18 range. But you're right, he does have more MP, so which is a plus. That's, I think, 2 additional hurt.
Yeah, 2 additional heal mores, and even the HP is a little bit higher to the point where with that defense power of 91, might be some doubles involved here. And yeah, the Dragon Lord's just on the stop. DL1's just on the stop spell train. So see if this goes a little bit better for MeleeWizard. Dragon Lord seems to be pretty ambush happy tonight, though. So there goes one of those heal mores. Yeah, double fire from Dragon Lord off of max heal, so and a 40 and some more fire, so MeleeWizard just cannot seem to buy a double, but he's getting close.
He's getting some high range attacks, though. I think he's at 61 damage right now.
Yeah, and Larry coming in right behind. Oh, wow. Dragon Lord just punched him for 62. Oh, and those stop spells aren't coming out. He's pretty nasty.
That's got to be like, what, a 25% chance to attack and 75% stop spell from what?
Yeah, I think so, and that's rough.
That's unlucky, right? But lucky for him, Sharlock is literally right next door, so he'll be able to come down and get another shot at it.
Yeah. So right now, MeleeWizard's still trucking along in this fight. I feel bad because he keeps getting like 40s and 45s. Like, just the doubles seem to be very elusive for him. And you would think he would get a lot more opportunities.
And the crazy thing is he's burnt through like 80 MP already, and finally now it looks like he... That DL2 had a ton of hit points.
Yeah, but MeleeWizard pulls it off and successfully mounts the comeback, being the player sitting at level 1 the longest, but a very, very well executed the rest of the way. And he's going to be done sub-hour with a first-place finish of 56-57. So get out your GGs for MeleeWizard.
Yeah,
very,
definitely
very impressive
GG.
Performance.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, you know, with these chaos runs, I mean, somebody might appear to be, you know, in last place, but that can all change. I mean, when it comes down to the Dragon Lord 1 and Dragon Lord 2 fight, and it just goes to show, you know, MeleeWizard, you know, was first level 1 for the very longest time, and I think he only did, what, 2 dives down there and got lucky on DL2.
Yeah, so a lot of credit to him. We'll see if we can get him in for an interview. In the meantime, Larry is on the Dragon Lord fight now, and not getting as nice rolls. But we know with the HP that, or the amount of heal mores that MeleeWizard had left, that he should be in reasonably okay shape.
Yeah, he should be, as long as maybe the Dragon Lord doesn't, you know, hit him for Fire Breath the whole time. Maybe gets a small attack in there, or the optional double attack for AngryLarry. But I think it's going to be close. As long as he can play this out, I think it's going to be really, really close.
And we're joined by MeleeWizard right now. GG, Melee. It looks like Discord is gonna be Discord, so we'll flip back to AngryLarry here, right?
And honestly, like, AngryLarry's got to think, you know, do I hit on 46 there, you know, because he doesn't know how much health this thing has, and, you know, does he take the gamble, or does he, you know, ride it?
Yeah, but he's been hitting pretty good on the damage side so far. Can you hear us, Melee?
Yeah, I had my mic muted. Holy cow! I'm laughing so hard right now.
I gotta ask you, when, like, because you think you were the last one to escape level 1. When you finally, like, killed that ghost, did you feel like you could have, like, you were in dead last?
Yeah, I didn't feel good. Those Druids did not want me alive at all. It took me a while for even to see one of those ghosts, let alone kill it.
Yeah, and AngryLarry finishing right behind with a time of 59:43, so doable at 16, but 17 certainly made things a lot easier. Did you think, what level did you think you were ready to go at?
I found the token. That's when I was ready. I was just taking fights as I went, and whatever level I was, when I saw the token, when I found the token, and I saw I was at like 136, I think it was. I figured I was fine. And just whatever fight, if I found good fights along the way, then fine, cool. And if I leveled again along the way, fine, cool.
And Lord of the Synth gonna take another stab at Dragonlord, but with the knowledge that we know now, I think Lord of the Synth, if he wouldn't have attacked on 46 in his first time around, I think he would have had just barely enough MP, as we saw AngryLarry did, to pull out a first. I mean, that's one of those gambles, you take, and you risk, getting first, or possibly.
Yeah, I had a couple of those moments where I was at like 43 or 46 or something, and I was tempted for a moment, but I couldn't risk it. Especially since I think my defense was at 91, which meant that the Dragonlord could have hit for more than 48, I think, right? Or am I mistaken?
I think you were high enough up there. It was you had a 91 defense power. Silver Shield did a lot of work for people this.
And
I was more happy seeing that flame sword with for 8 gold. Holy cow, that was nice.
Yeah, that early flame sword right there, Rimeldar, was really good. And then once you guys found Caitlyn and found the dollar silver shield, that really helped. But I gotta say, you got really lucky there on Dragonlord 1, because we found out on AngryLarry's screen, unlike your screen, that it just liked to cast stop spell. Well, on AngryLarry's screen, it actually meleeed him for 62 damage and sent him back to Tantagle. And I think if he didn't do that, I think he would have been just ahead of you.
Dang, wow.
Yeah,
I guess I got really lucky there. Holy cow. I was afraid of seeing like Hurtmores or something pop up besides the stop spells, honestly.
Yeah, and Lord of the Synth rolling into the finish here in third place with a time of 102.51. So get out your GGs for Lord of the Synth. Tyerenex unfortunately forfeiting after a miss menu where it looks like he swung on 36. So a little bit of
that hurts.
Unfortunate end to the league here. And but thou must on Lord of the Synth screen.
Also, too, if like the tracker could, I would kind of like to see the DL2 stats. Just curious as to how much hit points it had, because it did appear to.
I was counting on the way. I think it was like 160, 170, somewhere in there.
Yeah, he seemed like just slightly stronger than a kind of standard Dragon Lord. So I don't know. It looked like the stats were pretty good to do that on 16. Yeah, 158.
Yeah, and I think I got lucky. Didn't I get at least? Was that a triple hit that I got on there?
Well, I mean, your HP at 126. And the defense power being what it was, you were in pretty good shape coming out of the DL1 fight to get some. Punches.
No, I think I'm not even talking in the middle. I think it was somewhere in the middle of the fight. He did like 2 low melee rolls, and I got like a triple hit out because of it.
Yeah, so I think just 17 made it a much safer fight, and we're joined by Lord of the Synth right now.
GG, guys. So did someone get past DL2 on 16? That's the first thing I want to know.
Yes, AngryLarry.
GG, guys. Okay, because I wiped after that going on 46. And then I saw level 17 was only 800 experience away, and then all those wyverns in the desert next to the castle vanished.
Yeah, we were actually talking, and I actually thought it was a good gamble early on to at least go down there, because you just never know what you're going to find. I mean, it could be a paper Dragon Lord 1 and 2, or you could get the knowledge that other runners don't have and know, okay, I need a few more levels. And if you wouldn't have attacked on 46, we found that the Dragon Lord 2 only had 158 health, and you would have had just enough MP to finish it off and take that first place. But, I mean, sometimes you got to take those gambles.
Yeah, I mean, just because DL2 HP can get so ridiculously high,
Yep.
It's like you have to take chances like that, and sometimes it doesn't work out in your favor. I knew I had definitely lost first place when I wiped on that 46.
And apparently I got really lucky, stupid lucky right at the same time, because I just got stop spells constantly from DL1. I never even saw a melee strike.
Yeah, that's what I got too.
And we found out on AngryLarry's side that the first attack was a melee and sent him back to Tantacle. So it looks like it was a 75% chance for a stop spell and 25% melee attack. And AngryLarry got the RNG.
Yeah, apparently it hit for like 60 or something.
Yeah, attack power 172 just pulled up by the tracker here. So thanks for that. But holy cow.
Yeah, well, GG, that's the end of my tournament.
The thing is, doesn't this actually have me moving on at this point? It's like, if that's the case, I am amazed.
Maybe so? I'm not sure. I haven't looked at the standings.
Well, I was 17th going into the week.
Yeah, from what I understand, I think, and I haven't looked at the standings, but just some quick back of the napkin math. The winner of this makes the top 16, and the second place finisher has to come down to tiebreakers.
Yeah, I'm deeply disappointed with the way that turned out for me. I was feeling really good. Like, I went to the grave once to try and get the top 3 chests, got sniped by a wizard, never went back.
I forget, what was even up there?
It had to be, it's either Death Necklace or Fairy Flute, if there were any coordinates. I didn't even check coordinates.
Actually, no, I full cleared grave, it had nothing, and there were no coordinates.
Yep, there was no coordinates.
So Flute was in the vanilla spot, the vanilla sword spot.
Yeah, I never did check any of the chests in Charlock.
Yeah, Fighter's Ring, Death Necklace, and Flute all ended up in Charlock.
I was hoping for the Fighter's Ring for that extra 2 AP on the first Dragon Lord attempt. It would have bumped me up 1, I think.
Yeah, it was just a rough DL1 fight. I think it was not only the swing on 46, but it looked like you had a lot of low rolls too. Like I think I saw 112 and a ton of single digits.
There were a ton of 9s, which is why I went on 46, because I knew I was behind. Even if it was a min strength DL2, I was way behind.
And the thing is, I don't know if this is something that could happen, but after I saw that there were no coordinates and that I had already gotten the armor out of Hawksness, I was so paranoid that the flute was going to be in Colt and that the token was going to be in some random chest. Is that possible?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, it is.
And that's why I went back into the grave, because I was afraid of something like that. Because, yeah, I had skipped on the grave, but some voice in the back of my head was saying the token could be in a chest somewhere. And
yeah, I
was afraid that if I had skipped past the grave, someone would have gotten the token out of there and had an easy win.
I have made that play before, and yeah, I've come up empty on that.
I mean, as far as like the whole race as a whole, Lord of the Synth, you were the first one to actually use the rainbow drop to go into Charlock, but everybody else was in Charlock within just a couple minutes behind. So I mean, it was very close for pretty much the whole entire race, all the way even at.
Wow.
Yeah, that's why I went on 16. Just the way things had fallen out. Yeah, my intuition was I didn't have that much of a margin on anyone if I.
I mean, like I said, I don't blame you for taking that gamble. I mean, I've taken a swing on 46 before and hope it pays off. And I mean, sometimes it does, and sometimes it.
Yeah, that's just the way chaos mode goes and rando mode goes in general.
Pretty
Just
much.
looking at how everybody played, I didn't see any egregious mistakes or anything like it. Just MeleeWizard, I think after you got out of the level 1 rut, just executed very, very well and cleanly, and it worked out.
Yeah, it's as I mentioned before, those Druids had it out for me. I mean, I would say at least 3 or 4 times they showed up, sneak, first attack, hurt more, dead. And it's like I didn't even get a chance to run from them.
Yeah, I learned to run from those guys very, very quickly.
Yeah, it doesn't help when they get the get the sneak attack on you, though.
Indeed so. But that said, I mean, there were a good number of high experience enemies this time. Wyverns, Knights, Stonemen.
Wolves were really good.
Magician, Wizard.
Yeah, the wolves were good. I never saw a stone man. I don't think I ever saw a wyvern. I don't think I ever killed a wyvern either.
The wyvern was in the desert right outside of the castle.
Well, I think I countered a couple, but I don't remember if I actually killed any of them because they felt a little tanky.
And one of you guys found Droll Magi right outside Rimmeldar, which was really good.
I think that was me.
Yeah, I think I found one too. I think it was in a cave somewhere.
Stoneman was close to Hawksness, although I had trouble digging them up late in the seed, but I saw a few around. And you could one-shot them early on.
So did either of you know that Armored Knights had heal more?
Yes, I learned that when I was getting the armor from Hawksness.
I think I did because during that slog in Hawksness, I think I want to say I was having to resort to stop spells or something, but my memory might be failing me on that.
I couldn't make a stop spell stick, so I just had to trust to luck. He cast heal more a couple times, then I took him down. The armored knight in Sherlock didn't cast heal more once.
Yeah, not for me either. I took him down real fast.
Yeah, I think he might have been either a 25 or 50% chance. So you just had to get him to that threshold and hoped you didn't get that. But yeah, getting the armor early, especially with all that swamp in the starting area, was it was pretty pivotal as well. Larry did not dig out the armor until after getting hurt more.
And I felt like I was taking a risk going after Hawksness as early as I did.
I thought it was a bit of a risk. I figured you got a lot of AP early, so it was kind of worth at least checking.
Well, you had the early heal more too, which kind of helped.
And
Yeah.
Flame Sword.
Yeah, if nothing else, I figured it was at least worth the information gathering and then getting it on the first try.
Yeah, definitely. And how about that 120-something silver shield?
Oh, yeah, that was good. Especially since I kind of misread what the shop in Rimmeldar. I thought that's where the silver shield was, and that was for like 11K or something like that.
Yeah, the small shield for
it took a second visit to realize it was the small shield.
the artisanal, gluten-free, non-GMO small shield.
Yeah, Brax was saying that somebody did the old price tag swap on him.
But like I said, overall being, week 5, knowing that this is the last week before the playoffs, like I said, I think everybody played really well. I think everybody had their own gambles. But, like I said, even as a new player to the community Lord of the Synth coming into week 5 and knowing that first place would be a guaranteed spot in the playoffs, I think going on 46 was the right idea. And it's just stinks that it just didn't pay off for you this time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think we're about to wrap things up here. Lord of the Synth, any final thoughts for the seed and possibly the...
You know, not really. I mean, chaos can be so much worse. Like the race I restreamed yesterday with DL2 asleep and 15 out of 16 stop spell.
Oh yeah, my race. Yeah,
We got off pretty early, easy.
And Melee, how about you?
I feel like quoting Talking Heads right about now. How did I get here?
This is not my beautiful Dragon Lord.
No, this is more like this is not my beautiful playoff spot that I currently have.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck in the playoff.
I'm playing with house money right now. Luck is a non-issue at the moment.
All right, so congratulations to you, MeleeWizard, on advancing. Good luck in the playoffs, and Lord of the Synth. Kind of a tough way to go out, but I hope to see you in the summer tournament.
Oh yeah, I'll be back in the summer tournament. This is what my third tournament so far. I think I made a reasonable showing. It's disappointing because I knew my chance to stay alive would slipped right away on that 46. And I'm like, yeah, it's over. I'll be back next time.
I will say though, one thing I haven't seen in a while on Seed was when you went and rescued the princess early, not knowing that you had coordinates, and then just decided to take her out to the desert and walk along
Yeah.
the beach and whatnot. I mean, that was a kind of a nice little.
So in chaos mode, unless I already know the coordinates and they're countable, I will rescue Gwaylin 100% of the time unless the trap tile is a real bearer, because at the very least she's useful for checking experience to the next level. And that's important in chaos, knowing how far you can reasonably grind.
And I will definitely agree with that.
Yeah,
All right.
I'll be back next time.
All right, so I think that about does it. Brax, any final thoughts for the Seed this evening?
No, just wanted to GG all the racers. Take time to thank Randomania for hosting us, and the Amused Miniature. I think he was the restreamer, and I'm trying to think who was our tracker. Cyberdark, Centroid, and as well as getting to commentate with you, Edgeworth. It was a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll get to do more of these in the future. So
Yeah, no, I definitely had a blast, and yeah, I definitely want to do this again in the future. If not Dragon Warrior, then FFR, or whatever randos we.
who knows exactly?
Our paths. Yeah, we still got to do that Super Mario one.
Exactly.
But yeah, on behalf of everybody at Randomania, thanks for watching. We're going to send you over to Randomania 1 right now. There is a Final Fantasy Free Enterprise Monday night race going on. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked what you saw, please follow the runners and follow the other Randomania Network channels. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you again for watching.